thank you guys, seriously, for supporting the qualifiers. This is just the beginning of a long best of 7, but it almost gets too repetitive to you, I'm sure, if I keep saying this, but there's been an unreal turnout, and I appreciate every single one of you. We have people who can't make streams on YouTube supporting Age of Empires 2 and this channel. People hyped for Hidden Cup on Twitch, everywhere. And so in whatever way that you've been a part of this event so far, it's been really, really cool and motivates me going forward for March. Nicov has picked Aztecs, which I think is kind of the expected pick for game number 1. st4rk saved Aztecs, and he's gone for Slavs. This is Arabia, and then whoever wins this game will have to play on the other person's home map. I like the approach. Slavs isn't necessarily the civ to deal with Aztecs. There's very civs that can. But you also have to consider that I think if they're playing mirror matchups, if they're playing with the same civs and the same strategies, it's probably better for Nicov, because he is the higher seeded player and in excellent form right now. In fact, does someone else out there think that Nicov is playing better now than he has played in years? Kind of hard to say, right? Because we haven't seen too much from him on DE. But I think so. I think Nicov is in tip-top shape. And I also kind of feel bad for him because the hidden seeding was rough for him in the first few Hidden Cups. I think Hidden Cup 1, he beat Tato in round 1. I think so. I think he beat Tato round 1. Then he moved on and faced Viper and lost. Hidden Cup 2, round 1, he was against Viper. So, it was a bit unfortunate there to have to face Viper so frequently. He told me, and I quote, "If I face Viper in round 1, I will fly to America and hurt you." So, for my well-being, hopefully, if he does make it in, the seeding is a little bit more, what's the word here? This is why we have MBL. MBL is much better with words. Less brutal. There we go. A 4 on wood start for st4rk. He seems to want to try and push in some deer. I've been talking about Slavs all damn qualifiers. I think that Slavs can be really good. And I think they're underrated amongst the pros right now. Aztecs are certainly deserving of their common pick in game 1. What were the bans again? Robo, what were the global civ bans? I forgot to look at that because we were in such a rush to get in. Because hypothetically, if Aztecs go heavy monks, you can go light cav as Slavs. Oh no! st4rk, be careful! He's fine. Mayans and Mongols. Ah, Mayans and Mongols were globally banned. Well, this is sloppy from st4rk, but he'll sort it out. Yeah, so if Mayans and Mongols are banned globally, I think going Aztecs game 1 makes sense. We've been seeing a lot of players globally banning Aztecs. So we haven't seen as many Aztec wars as you might expect. I kind of like Slavs here. Map-wise, I noticed that there's a lot more woodline to st4rk space. And st4rk is a huge waller. In fact, there might be people right now. Type a 1 in the chat if you've never once watched a st4rk game. I imagine that's probably possible. He's a beast. And he also walls like crazy. So I think having more woodlines means that you could wall and stay safe. And he has his 3 golds in the back. Whereas you look at Nicov, like these golds, this is gonna promote more aggression from him. This is certainly a fine map, though. He has the stones in the back. He has woodlines he can use to wall towards. It very much seems like Nicov wants to go for man-at-arms opening. I think he'll place the barracks here. I like how he's placed the houses and now placing the barracks as a bit of a wall for himself. Delobi, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Socrates King donated with 200 bits. He says, "I usually can't make it to watch streams, but I'm sneaking this in at work. I'm a huge YouTube T90 fanboy, though. Thanks for putting together Hidden Cup 3. Thanks, man. I'll tell your boss you said hello. And if you're expecting man-at-arms from Aztecs, which is their #1 strategy because of the extra gold they start with, I think you go for man-at-arms yourself. So 2 on golds. st4rk seems to know what he's doing here. And nice early scouting from st4rk. He'll actually find that Nikov's over here soon, I imagine. He is Zorro. Look at his gold pile. What? He is Zorro? Man, I haven't heard Zorro in a long time. It's been a while since I've heard that brought up. So, Does anyone else think that Slavs are underrated? They're not necessarily fantastic against Aztecs, but they're not necessarily bad either. And if you get the walls up, which st4rk is doing, he might not complete it, but I feel like you're in a position, you start to farm with Slavs, the farming's still ridiculous. It's like Slavs got, oh no! Actually, this is fine. This is fine for st4rk. As long as he sends his militia out, he's fine. Nikov's being extremely annoying, though. I feel like Nicov will just weaken his eagle, and he will have to leave with the militia anyway, yeah. But, what was I saying? I feel like since the Khmer farm update, no one talks about Slavs, except for me. I genuinely feel like that's what it is. It's like, nope, Slavs aren't OP anymore. It's all Khmer. Good start now for st4rk. T90 official, are these pre-recorded or live? These games were played yesterday, but they're basically live. If you want actual live games on DE, there's going to be spec bug issues, like speed issues, which is something we obviously want to avoid. Not to mention the fact that if no one ever sees the games, they're as good as live, and then we can do many, like, we can do them more frequently and stack more games on top of each other, right? In round 1, I did 4 best of 5s a day. And that would not be possible with live games. There's about 5 to 10 minute delay between games, those types of things, which can give you more of a live feel. But at this point, having, like, I've casted in eras where it was always live games. I've casted in eras where it were Rex. For an event like this, I highly prefer Rex, as long as they're not spoiled, obviously. Mach, the seed in the qualifier was based on your rating. So, based on the rating of the players who signed up. And then it's like any other bracket where the highest seed player, like someone like Nicov, or the lowest seed player, they're going to be facing up against someone who's on the other end of that stack. But it doesn't, like, none of that really matters anymore. In Hidden Cup, there's no seeds. Who you play against is randomized. We could have Hera versus Viper or Leary in round 1. You don't know, and then you guys won't know who you're watching as well. So far, very passive. Nikov's walled. He went for man-at-arms. He didn't attack. Which I actually like, by the way, because he waited for an archer. And now he should have the edge. They're both farming, and now we have 1 range, early blacksmith transition for Nicov. Whereas st4rk did not add an archer range at all, and st4rk is actually going for a farm boom with Slavs. So I like what st4rk's doing. This is good for your economy. It is bad if you take pressure now, because you don't have any way to defend from this. He's actually adding he's adding more men-at-arms. This could be a really fast game. This is extremely greedy from st4rk, and it's so uncommon to see someone add more infantry like this. And this is why, man. The archers are going to be here. Oh, what is happening for you, st4rk? He lost the 2 new men-at-arms. He has to leave his berries. He adds a 3rd, and I still don't think he can comfortably fight. Good pressure from Nicov. And quick walls from st4rk, or trying to anyways. He abandons his wood line, which is his only wood line at the moment. And he does not have the wood for a lumber camp yet. That's weird to me. Normally what you do is you follow all of that up. I guess he'll just fight, but you follow the man-at-arms up with some skirms or some archers. And instead of going for skirmishers or any archers at all, st4rk added more men-at-arms, and you can see just how strong the archers were with fletching. This could be a really fast game 1. Not only that, but the fact that the archers don't cost food. So st4rk, who's struggling against Nikov's pressure, he's not going to have a castle time that's near as strong because he spends so much food on additional man-at-arms. If you're gonna play like this, be super greedy and wall heavily. Instead, he just had a palisade gate, and it would have received downhill hits from any military. It would have got shredded faster. Nicov will be very, very happy with this. Feel like Nikov's weakness, his biggest weakness, has probably been his mindset in the past. Like, he's been a bit of a tilter. He just sniped another villager. But I think he, and I think Hera, specifically if you're looking at Aftermath players, have really improved their mindset over the past year. And I think that getting, even if he has a rough mindset still, which I don't think he does, getting that game 1 victory is just huge for momentum. Look at this eco for st4rk. This is not good at all for him. Yeah, I think he, Whoa! I didn't realize there were that many in there! What? Are you kidding me, Stark? Did he just give himself a chance? That, I thought there would maybe be 2. But no, he's going crazy. Hey, guys, Slavs get free supplies. Supplies hype. They get free supplies. If Stark wins this game now, I'm gonna lose it. I actually forgot about the fact that Slavs get free supplies. So it still seems like there's no way he kills the archers. There's no way he can get to Nikov's base. Nicov is on, yeah, Nikov's on the way to Castle Age now, so you make those units, that's great, but if Nicov plays safe in walls, then these units are just going to be battering down walls, and there will be quick walls behind. I got excited for a little bit there. You were surprised that they got supplies for free? Well played. Well played. I still feel like supplies is at a point where it really doesn't make sense in Feudal Age normally. Not at the high level. There are some instances where it can make some sense. I think Stark should realize that Nikov's got to be up, right? I think maybe if he would have followed this up and snuck some villagers forward to build towers, go crazy man-at-arms and then add towers and pressure Nicov more. As it stands, though, there's still no real counter to what Nikov's making at the moment, and Nicov will have crossbow with Bodkin soon. Oh yeah, supplies, if you don't know, supplies is the new upgrade. What's it cost? 150 food and 100 gold, I think. And it makes all of your infantry cost 15 less food. Sorry, not infantry, I should say specifically the champion line. Alright, Stark finishes his blacksmith. He has a stable. This definitely seems like he has the economy to want to go knights. Imagine if Nicov just ran behind this wood line instead of pressuring this side. I think this is going to be a quick game. There's no other way to say it here. Since MBL is now eating pizza, I'll act as if MBL was here, okay? It's so potato! Why do you make 10 militia? 10 militia makes no sense! There's a reason nobody makes 10 militia. Nobody. Supplies is dumb, man. Supplies doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make a difference at all. That's MBL for you. And even if you're expecting this type of a pressure, type of up pressure, I'm MBL again. If you're expecting this type of pressure, you should probably stonewall here to save yourself some space, but at least he's gonna try and he'll stonewall behind. 2 stables for Stark. The gold is still vulnerable, the wood line's still vulnerable, and the crossbows could hit that side, but Nicov instead is gonna pressure with some siege. And siege, monks, I mean, this is exactly where Aztecs would want to be. A faster Castle Age means so much to Aztecs. MBL's more triggered than T90. MBL was... He had some crazy energy today, didn't he? His hype casting was like... It was ridiculous. I feel like I could take that maybe twice a month. That level of energy, because casting with that is actually quite difficult because I don't know when to say anything, but that was a great time. It was a great time. Stonewall the left, leave the middle open with palisades. Good micro from Stark not to lose any villagers. But Stark's only way out of this is to go crazy knights now. It's his only way. And even then, let's say he magically gets the knight numbers he needs and takes out the crossbows. There's monks that will be out for Nicov, which, again, Nicov is playing perfectly. So I'll have the knights. And then he has 2 TCs. Now he has a lot of T90 farms. He's got to sort that out, that's for sure. Is that blacksmith going to be destroyed before +2 armor comes in? Oh my god, it's so close, look! It's so close! Oh, it was destroyed before armor came in! Stark can't fight crossbows now. You get +2 armor, you can fight? Does he realize that he needs to build a new blacksmith or not? I think Nicov even scouting for any potential sneak out here with Eagle is perfect. And he'll snag this relic nice and early. Yeah, you can't fight 20 crossbows with Bodkin. if you don't have that final armor upgrade. It'd still be doing too much damage. Yeah, you do get the resources back from the upgrade. So he probably thinks, wow, Slav farms are strong. I now have enough resources to make more knights. Perfect. I think that really the only way that Nicov loses here is if he makes a mistake. And there is a hole there, Nicov. And he made a mistake. Quick wall? Yep. Yep, that hurts, man. Like, st4rk, as Nicov has to deal with this, st4rk could maybe take a decent fight on the front. He's making his own Mangonel at the moment. And he's rebuilding the blacksmith. Okay, so he knows. Nice quick walls from Nicov, though. Still hasn't lost a villager to this. Massive idle time, of course. You look around, he actually has 20 idols at the moment. But he has some crossbows on the way back. Also, great play from st4rk to run as he is doing. Makes life more difficult for Nicov. And also st4rk He's safe at home. He's not on multiple town centers, but he's safe at home. But these are the types of things. Like this right here bought st4rk some time and some potential to come back into this game. Still though, we're looking at 2 relics here in a moment for Nicov. And Nicov still has enough crossbows. Really just needs to hit the other side. If his crossbows and siege were over here, I think it's a lot more valuable, but then again, this is a bit more accessible for him. Nicov lost 1 vill. Someone said he lost a farmer. Yeah, it makes sense, but he's still looking at 63 villagers versus 47. This all stems from the lack of transition in feudal age from st4rk. And Aztec monks get more HP for every single research you get on them. So they're very hard to kill. Also, they can convert siege. As speaking of siege, this siege workshop is going to be a doubt workshop. Okay, so now, if Nicov sees this, okay, he spots it. I think what we'll see him do is transfer more to gold, which he's doing at the moment. Oh, wow, these idols. No wonder he doesn't have gold. And, okay, 1 for 1, he'll take that. Research redemption. These knights have +2 now. So this is getting a bit dangerous. But yeah, Nicov needs to, there we go, he's back on gold. And he definitely needs to get redemption. You get redemption, then you can convert the siege, and then it's very, very difficult for st4rk to push you. Now, Slavs are, in my opinion, the best all-in Castle Age civ. They're incredibly good in situations where they're behind, and then they spam a lot of units with that when those farms kick in. Is st4rk too far behind, though? Man, the fact that Nicov put his relics inside this monastery looks really dumb now. No more relics for you, Nicov. At least for the time being. I think he'll probably try and get conversions and take them over to the other monastery. Alright, loses 1 monk. He gets 2 conversions. The crossbows are soon going to have ballistics. Another siege workshop gets denied. Doubt confirmed. I thought we were done casting doubt today. Okay, but seriously, chat, how uncanny was it that in the doubt set, he had that many doubt castles? It's unreal. Like, we know it's a meme. We know he does it every now and then, and here comes a sneak from st4rk. But that frequently was something else. Again, you just gotta keep walls up, Nicov, to stop the mobility from hurting you. If it's closed, compact style for now, it heavily suits him. He has way more economy. He has the monks to convert everything. He just needs to be patient. Just needs to be patient, just needs to be safe, and needs to go up to the next stage. And then if you're st4rk, you need to push. Get the Scorpions forward, get the Mangonels forward, and flood Knights. Like, he is genuinely that far behind because of how late his Castle Age time was. What's unreal is that there's no Doubt Castle emote. Well, we have the Doubt face. We have the Doubt face. The thing is, for the main event... Oh, how many conversions will Nicov get? What?! He got 2 conversions and st4rk deleted the rest? That's huge. But yeah, for the main event, we'll have emotes for each player's personality. Not all 16, but a lot of the more popular ones. We're working on them now, but since that was in the qualifiers, I figured we would add an emote for that. If you want the Doubt Castle emote, we remove Doubt's face. So I figured, like, the thing is, Doubt is not known just for the Doubt Castles. He's also known for a few other things. So I felt like the doubt face, that's like him coming down. He's also known for being the Lord, which is why the emote looks the way it does. I figured that would be best. I think the face is the way to go. It covers all our bases, right? We could do everything with that. Okay, so props to st4rk, realizing he's behind, and now he wants to go knights and longswords. Does Nicov have redemption? I feel like he is not gone for redemption. However, one big shot! That was a beautiful Mangonel shot. Oh my god, st4rk. Oh man, st4rk, that was so bad, man! You had an opportunity. And Nicov held the monks inside the town center. He's still fine. He's at 80% now, guys. 80% to the Imperial Age, and st4rk isn't anywhere close. The real question is why even have non-doubt emotes? Yeah, that's a valid question. Friendly Chicken, thanks for the Twitch Prime. I'm trying to look the chat now and answer more questions since I didn't do it earlier. I wonder how MBL's pizza journey's going. MBL, are you watching yet? Yeah, WTF, look at chat. I see you, humanoid. I just ignore you. I'm kidding. Oh, he's right there. He says it's amazing. Hi, MBL. He likes his pizza. I'm happy you like the pizza. Oh, the split from Nicov. Nicov. Ah, man. I mean, crossbows with bracer. Arbalest now with bracer. It should be very easy for Nicov to continue this push. I think st4rk is dead. Like, I'm the caster, so I'm not supposed to say it, but resign! There's genuinely nothing he can do here. He's not winning in a single category, because Nicov has 4 relics. He doesn't have the economy lead. He doesn't have the military lead. And he also does not have a way, or watch, one big shot potentially. But he doesn't have a realistic way of fighting whatever Nicov is making. But here you have it, and dead. Oh man. Not the start I expected from st4rk, that's for sure. But I still believe in him. Realistically, I think since Nicov is so good right now, and he kills his own units right after I say that, but since Nikov's playing so good nowadays, I think 4-1 is probably a good guess here. You know, if I was a betting man, I would say 4-1 to Nicov in this best of 7. However, I can't tell you how many times I've seen st4rk face players who are favored against them and win. The Slavs pick is still really confusing to me, though. At least continue with Man-at-Arms in that situation. T90, can we see the list of heroes for Hidden Cup 3? I'm going to release that in a few weeks. So basically soon before the event. So I guess no. Eventually. T90, why no capture age? Well, fair on capture age does not work with DE. Thanks, DE. But if you show up for the main event of Hidden Cup, you might be surprised at what you find. Not saying it's capture age. I'm just saying that what I will have to cast will be outrageously good. And much better than anything you've seen on DE. So yeah, make sure you're there. How many people were planning on going to the big viewing party in the Netherlands? How many people are already planning on doing that? It was pretty cool to see the response from people yesterday. If you want information on that, we have a meetup commands, and also there's an image below the stream. You can check it all out there. I ordered tickets already? Nice, Endbrain. Yeah, I think there's going to be a pretty big turnout, because the location's huge. Also, it's a pretty good deal. You get meals, drinks, get to hang out with other Age fans. Okay, so what to talk about while st4rk is dying. Like, he's 80 population behind in Castle Age. Nicov is 80 population ahead in the Imperial Age. This is ridiculous. Zappin moved to the Netherlands. Nice. Yeah, the location's below. I really wish I could make it. I think that's probably the worst thing about it, that I can't be there. Also, if you're in the UK, there will be a London viewing party. I think that information I'll have posted tomorrow or the day after. And then I'm still working on getting some other viewing parties set up and ready to go. This is Tim level of not resigning. This is definitely Tim level of not resigning right here. This might actually, like, tilt Nicov a little bit. Old Nicov would be a bit tilted going into game 2 because of this. But yeah, Nicov, oh, look at the houses. That's cute. Nicov has firm control over this game. There's no way he loses this. This is just beastly from Nicov. And this is an in-your-face resign castle. I love it. That castle's not necessary. He doesn't need to build that castle to win this game. But this says, end it, dude. End it. But Nicov is losing a lot of military at the moment. But the thing is, he can produce more. He can produce more. He has more economy. He has 4 relics with Aztecs. He has so much gold, so much wood. And st4rk, he has 2 town centers right next to this castle. He's about to start losing these villagers here. I'm really surprised he's continuing to play. Oh, a castle in the center. Okay. Alright, so he's going to try and relocate to the center, I guess. Like, normally the player who's in the Imperial Age could have lower pop. Like, in a close game, the person who goes imp faster has 10 or 20 less population. But in this case, the person who is yet to go to the Imperial Age is 80 pop behind, doesn't have any relics. Look at the score! Nikov's gonna have double the score of st4rk. I think this is part of st4rk's... I definitely think st4rk does this on purpose. I genuinely believe st4rk is the type of guy to not resign right away because he knows it might frustrate the opponent going into game 2. He's running around. He's building more houses. He's building a castle here. He doesn't have a town center! Okay, if st4rk beats Nicov in this best of 7 and someone does this in the main event, st4rk confirmed. Ken Dog, I'm gonna have the information for all the meetups below the stream. I'll also post it on Twitter. I'll also mention it a few times in YouTube videos so people all around the world know. It's been a real struggle getting any company in the States to just be cool with it. But I've had a few people reach out and we might have something sorted. Also, the thing about the United States is it's so spread out. So I have more US viewers than any other country on YouTube and on Twitch nowadays. With like Germany and I think it's England who's in 3rd place then. But anyways, it's just US is so spread out. So if you're in Europe and you want to go to this Netherlands meetup, it's so much more feasible for you to go from one country to the next to the meetup than it is for someone in the States to go from one state to the next because the country's so huge. But I'm also like, I probably won't talk too much about it now because the game is finally over, but there will be a lot of cool things planned. Alright, so you just got to keep an eye on things. And as someone who has been to a bunch of Age of Empires 2 meetups before, and viewing parties and the like, trust me when I say it's totally worth it. It's a lot of fun to be able to meet and hang out with people. Like, how many people watching right now feel like they're the only one in their friend group and family who likes Age of Empires 2? Okay, so let me tell you, it's really refreshing and kind of weird too, in the right way, when you show up to a viewing party of Age of Empires people and you're just talking about Age of Empires in person, because you probably rarely do that. You're probably only like talking to online friends, right? So that's what those things are all about. Plus there's food, you know, and there will be different games, and I think we'll have merch giveaways and all those things at those locations. So st4rk, he drug that on for a long time. He got massacred there, and the man-at-arms did not work. But honestly, that's not what you would expect from st4rk, normally. You'd expect st4rk to play better than that, and I know st4rk probably has a strategy for game number 2. Now, for game number 2, he has El Dorado, he has High Tide, and he has Cross as available home maps. Really interesting that he chose El Dorado as his very first home map. Like, that to me says that he has a strategy prepared on this. And if you have Mayans banned and Mongols banned, and I guess Stark can't go Slavs, and now Nicov can't go Aztecs, it's probably going to be a Chinese war. Okay, chat, with a show of ones, how many people saw the ACCM Say My Name set? What? There's actually people typing 2s right now? What? You mean to tell me that you guys have things to do outside of watching my content? I'm kidding, obviously. Rewatch that if you get the chance, okay? It will be on YouTube in time. It's there in the VOD. There was an El Dorado game. It was a Chinese war, and ooh, boy, was that good. Dave was here co-casting, and it was a great time. El Dorado is... It's actually... I don't think a lot of players like the map because it can be so wild, which means that I like it as a caster, and you guys should like it as a viewer. Especially the version for Hidden Cup 3, because we have water all around the outer edge. You start with 2 deep fish for food, which is I think 525 food on each one, and then you have a boar. Then you have 2 tiles of gold, 2 tiles of stone, deer, and the rest of the gold and stone is in the center. It's always visible. So not a map that might be, not a map where you can get away with strict build orders possibly because of the aggression. Stark might prefer that against Nicov. And Stark is the only person to choose this as his first home map. I think in round 1 and also round 2 of the qualifiers. And if you're Stark, I think most people in the community think you're going to lose here to Nicov in this best of 7. It's a lot of games. Nicov is an amazing player. He's been playing very well on DE. So you have nothing to lose. That's the way I see it. You have absolutely nothing to lose. Go for it. Pick weird maps. Try different strategies. Stark has the talent to take games off Nicov, but taking 4 is going to be tough. Just go for it. T90, I think you get more viewers when you cast alone. It depends. I think it depends. Like, the thing about... This is the deal with casting alone, okay? I'm going to explain how I think it's broken down. People, for the most part, are coming and expecting me. So, a higher percentage of people are going to enjoy their time and know what they're expecting when they arrive and I'm casting alone. That is true. However, if you're expecting a certain level of quality, you're expecting a certain voice, and then you show up and you hear MBL going, "Potato!" and you really like that, then you might enjoy your time more than just me casting alone, right? Because you're like, wow, this potato guy is really good. All right. Now, you have to consider that some people might not like potato guy. So you have, like, some people enjoy themselves more, but then there's always going to be, like, 1% of people that might not enjoy that new person because they're just not used to it. They didn't arrive for it. So, I guess it can be better or it can be worse with a co-caster, but it always depends. For me... The goal is to have a co-caster for every single set of Hidden Cup 3. Dave is going to be there the entire weekend, I believe. I still have yet to get a confirmation from him, and then we're working on names for the others. I really like the idea of having pro players, and I think the qualifiers, you guys seem to get amazing feedback about bringing in like Belgium and Daniel, and now MBL, Hera. So I won't bring in pro players who are playing in the event, but anyone who played in the qualifier would probably be a good shout. And I think Slam is the first one that comes to mind. Slam is well-spoken. He's a nice guy. He casted Hidden Cup 2, and people really enjoyed it, so I'll see if Slam is interested in joining again. And if you have feedback, leave it in the Discord, tweet me, whatever, and I'll take that into consideration. But yeah, Dave is definitely the person that I would prefer for the final weekends when we're guessing and have everything else planned. Project Belgium in the chat says, I liked Daniel in Project Belgium. Well, only one of your votes count there, sir. That was funny. Sides the door, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. A son of Fat Slob donated $10 and said something I assume is Swedish? I mean, it might not be. I doubt it was Fat Slob's son. It says, this might be a swear word, so I hope this doesn't get me banned. Murray Fat Sloborum Opatim. Anyone know what that means? I don't know what that means. Cholera, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Friendly Chicken, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Pole Potty, RK. RK is rooting for Stark here. Going against the grain a little bit. And Stark, guys, notice he's on his way to Feudal Age. So Stark is definitely not going for a fast castle. And that is exactly what we're seeing for Nicov. Stark is going for the fast castle. We're not seeing that for Nicov. That's not Swedish? Okay. Yeah, like, I'm not going to have Hera, MBL, Viper, whoever co-cast the main event because they'd be playing the main event, right? I won't know who's who, but it's like, if they were to cast themselves, it could be awkward, and it just kind of confuses people, I think. So I have a really good plan. Let's just say I've already put more time and effort into planning and getting things prepped for the main event of Hidden Cup than I probably did just streaming Hidden Cup last year. So I've had a lot of sleepless nights and very low energy lately, but it's gonna be sick. So I like the fast castle in El Dorado. It's not a bad play. It's easy to wall because you normally are going to have loom early. It takes a while, but you can do it. This really hurts Stark, though. The fact that his deer are so close to the shoreline there. And Nicov just keeps passing anyways and is going for the fish. And I guess that is the approach for Nicov? So Nikov's actually gone for one dock, so he's not going heavy pressure on water. And Stark's now in Feudal Age and can probably defend from this. I like Stark's approach more. So I forgot about this until now, but Nicov was doing a ton of practice games, and I recall him complaining to the map team about El Dorado. So I don't know. He said, I just don't like the map. So I don't know how I didn't remember this until now, but I feel like if Stark is going to get a win, it would probably be on El Dorado against Nicov. Oh, wow. Okay, 2 forward docks. Never mind. And he's going to fish boom with these? And Stark's already on the way up to the next stage. Nicov loses his scout. I think if Nicov kills fishing ships and then expands with fishing eco himself, this could be good for him. Oh, Stark's repair there. That's helpful, but it won't last very long. Good micro from Stark, and now I guess you sail away with the fish. What's Stark's plan in the next stage? Because if he doesn't have food, he can't make knights. He's not on stone to go... Oh, this pressure is working for Nicov, especially against the strategy that Stark is going for, because if Stark is genuinely hoping to go back on water, he's behind in numbers, he's losing his fishing ships, and he won't have food. Like, he could maybe make a knight or two. He's not taking his stone, so he can't drop a castle. 4 docks from Nicov. Yeah. So, the strategy that Stark is going for is extremely greedy and extremely risky, and now he will not have great food income. And what's crazy is, if you want to farm, you would have to farm around your mill, and he has already milled, but it's up against the water. So, and wow, okay, Nicov was paying close attention and took care of the deer too, so the deer's been lamed. No food for you, Stark. I wonder what Nikov's reaction is going to be now. His very good economy, good long-term economy too with the fishing ships. He sees his Starks in Castle Age. I think that Nicov is a bit worried that Stark might castle in here or town center, so he's pre-towering himself. And all he sees from Stark in the center is the spear. But Stark is now sending a knight. Stark is now sending 2 villagers. Stark has continued to try and fight on water, which... it's kind of tough. Do you want to commit resources into an area you've already lost? That's the question. But at the same time, I don't think you can completely give it up. Because if you do that, and nice quick walls here from Nicov, then Nicov will have free fish. So you need to at least think about it, and he lands a demo there. What's Stark's plan here? What? He has 0 on food. He's just added farms. He actually does not have the food to make a villager. So he had to rebuild a mill, 100 wood, then fishing, then farms. He is sending a demo around this way though, maybe to go for a risky demo on fishing ships. Oh, Nicov, don't make this mistake. You need to wall this, man. There's a knight around here. Okay, he does. The knight arrives. The knight sees the villager. Nicov sees the knight! The awareness from Nicov. He even sent another villager here to wall behind this. I mean, assuming he doesn't... Did I just jinx it? Nicov, I'm so sorry. I just jinxed him, man. He was doing so well, and then he forgot to build the wall. Monastery in the middle. Monastery in the middle. Alright. Well, what's weird about going monastery in the center is that Nicov can see that. And Nicov actually, he still went on stone, so he wants to tower there. Maybe you open up with a scout instead. Yeah, there's no... Oh, he'll just build a town center. Okay. Uh-oh. 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 Panic, Nicov! Oh, no! The knight has no upgrades. And I think in the end, it'll end up being okay. He loses 1 vil. His research pikeman. That's fascinating. He'll lose 2 vils to that. But he still has the fishing ships. The demo didn't... If it did land, it didn't kill many fishing ships over here. What about on this side? Okay, I like this. Nikov's added more fish. And now 1 monk comes out. Nicov has the scout. Stark will try and block. What a play from Nicov. Nikov's playing so good right now. He's playing so smart. He's playing so clean. He has more economy. 56 population versus 34. There's a reason that everyone expects Nicov to make it to the main event. And with that tower, does that deny the TC? Temporarily? I think it will. Oh, and the town center shot the monk! This is looking so bad for Stark. There's no other way to say it. And Stark just taps out! That was a 20-minute game! Nicov, he hates El Dorado, but he had a fantastic strategy. I was a bit blind. I didn't spot this right away. But, he had the 2 docks on the left. Started fish booming there, started pressuring, obviously, and it's just a smarter strategy, I think. But it's weird, though. I've seen people go with Stark's strat and go greedy fast castle on this map. The difference, though, is the people who have done that have gone to stone, and so they can build a castle before Nikov's in castle age. Then if you have the castle and you don't have a lot of food, you can at least secure the center, and then that buys you time. Whereas here, you make a knight, it gets converted or countered by a camel, and then you can't get the town center up. So maybe that's where the strategy went wrong for Stark. But look at the economy difference with the fishing ships and the farms that Nicov added. So far, there's no other way to say it. This has not been a close series. Stark is just he's getting destroyed so far. But he does have High Tide. High Tide is a new map, and we've not seen a lot of it. It's also the map that's probably going to have to be adjusted the most before the main event, because at the moment, it's very, very wallable, which is what Stark likes to do. So guys, game number 3, best of 7 again. Winner moves on to the main event of Hidden Cup. This is the final decider. It's a Persians war on High Tide. So, this is what I expect on High Tide with Persians. I don't think they're going to deviate from the meta whatsoever. Persians, probably the pick for maps like Cross, maps like High Tide that have water and land. Quite honestly, I think the eco's too strong, so that's a good reason to pick them in the tournament. I think you'll see docks here, I think you'll see walls, and I think you'll see full-on water in this game. Now, some of the things that I envisioned when we first came out with this map was, since the players are so close together, I wanted that to be an incentive to pressure on land. But I think the way it's structured currently, the wood lines are just a bit too large, it promotes heavy walling, and the water's also so close that the safe move is to always go for the fishing ships, because fishing is just Quite honestly, it's overpowered in age. If they made, what would you guys think about a balance patch in, let's say, April coming to the game where fishing was weaker? Like, what are your thoughts? What if fishing ships weren't quite as strong? If they were helpful, they're weaker. Would you be okay with that? Would you like it? Would you hate it? I'm just curious on chat's opinions here. Okay, so a lot of people said no. Then a lot of people said 1,000 times yes. So I think yes is winning. But if you say 1,000 times no, then I guess no is winning again. All right, I was just curious. I was just curious on your thoughts. But it's more so, this is the way I see maps, and I've always seen it this way. I feel like if one strategy is always happening, it's not a player problem. It's not a setting problem. It could be a map problem. We haven't, I'm saying this like we've seen Persians only on high tide all the time. We haven't, but I really think choosing Persians here is the best pick. And then you don't have it on cross or any other map, but Persians, high tide, definitely the way to go. So what I'm thinking is we're going to add some relics in between. And maybe some other resources. And then the wood lines will be a bit smaller. And I think we already have a version prepared. And so if you lose water, then you could maybe get some relics with the Siege Monk push and push land a little bit with a little bit more success. What's cool about the map pool we have for HC3 though, is that players are able to play to their style. And I'm really surprised actually that st4rk has gone for this map against Nicov, because I feel like Nicov is going to be so good on this. But it does suit st4rk in that he can wall a bit more. Now we saw Japanese. Let's see. Let's list all the civs I saw on high tide. Japanese, Aztecs, Persians, Huns. Was there another civ? Did we see Spanish here? It's definitely, there isn't a single map except for potentially slopes where you have to think, all right, it's going to be this civ all the time. Actually, no, El Dorado. El Dorado, I think, is going to be clearly a Chinese war every time. But I'm okay with mirror matchups as long as it's good mirror, right? Like Chinese, the El Dorado games, with the exception of the last one because Nicov destroyed st4rk, have been really entertaining. And then you could say the same with slopes. I think slopes has been the best map so far. Would you guys agree that slopes has been your favorite map so far, or is there another map out there? As good as Arabia is, and as much as I love Arabia, I feel like the Arabia games haven't been all that, I don't think they've been all that exciting. Bay has been really good. Ravines? Ravines? I guess we didn't see too many Ravines games this round, because we only see Ravines if it gets to Game 7. But we'll have some decisions to make on what we'll do for the semifinals and the finals. If we want to do full home map pick, or if we want to do, have set maps. The only reason that I set Ravines as Game 7 and Slopes as Game 4 is because I didn't think players would pick them. Because it's so like pro players to not pick new maps. So, yeah, people prepared and I've been picking them. And I like that fact. Oh, st4rk, this is a mistake! He was attacking the fishing ships, that's good. Their feudal age times will be very close. And Nicov has done some damage to that scout. So, now that scout can't lurk around. T90, will they have bans for the main event? You mean map bans? Yes. Main event is best of 5s, leading up to semis, which is best of 7s, and then final is likely best of 7 as well. But, you know, throughout the qualifier, they've been able to globally ban one civ and one map, and I think that much is going to be consistent. Why is there no Force Nothing in Hidden Cup 3? Well, because we wanted people to play. We wanted signups. That's why. Honestly, with a prize pool of over $50,000, I think people would definitely sign up, regardless. That's the stupid thing. I don't know if Microsoft would give me that much money for a Force Nothing tournament, but I think players would sign up anyways. Tato would be like, yay! Woohoo! I agree, Tarsus. I think anything over a best of 7 is just excess. Like, the only reason I would go... Oh, this could be important. Oh, that's so close. That's so close. Nicov has 3 more HP. The only reason that I would consider going for over a best... Oh! Oh! No way! No way! What? Somebody clip that. How far away was that fire ship? I actually looked away because I figured the scout would survive. Jeez, man, I think Nicov was on 1 HP and he just got caught by a spark there. It wasn't even a flame. But no, I think best of 9 is excessive. I think a good reason to do it on Twitch though is because you might want to stay alive longer for like more viewership. I think we're gonna have so many good games, and I don't want to tire out. I don't want to use players for that reason, right? I think if we have good entertaining matches, good entertaining maps, and even matchups, and have so many games already stacked up, there's no reason to make it more than that. This game's too exhausting, even at best of 7. It's ridiculous. Nicov doing okay so far, but guys, one thing Nicov is incredibly good at is hybrid maps. He's incredibly good with the repair meta. So look to this villager to be the repair vill. Does Stark not have a vill out here? Oh, he does. Okay. And then elsewhere, Stark is walling. Again, this is all expected. And Nikov's also doing the same. I think this is a good strat. You can lose to other civs, right? Japanese are hard. It's hard to snipe those fishing ships. But when I see Persians on any hybrid map, it's normally full wall and win water. That's pretty much what Persians do. So this is very close. This is incredibly close. Oh, there's a demo from Stark. He could land a big hit. Actually, that was a decent hit in the end. And Stark is doing all right. He has 1 extra villager, 2 extra villagers according to this here. But you never know on water. It could swing at any time with the demos out. Very surprised that Nicov didn't add his own demo yet. I feel like Stark's fish, so one thing that I haven't talked about ever actually, is that this is just perch and I think salmon. Maybe it's all perch, but it's only 200 food. And then these guys out here, if I could click it, is 350. So it's actually more efficient to be on the marlin. And the way Stark has docked is allowing him to take the deeper fish. Now, you don't fish faster, but it's less relocating with the fishing ships, and there's less bumping. Like here, Nikov's about to finish this. Then I don't know where he's going to go from there. Like, maybe over here. Surprised that Nicov didn't consider docking the right side of the center islands, because you'll see some players do that. Oh! I think Stark will be unhappy with that demo. We really need to collide with more than 1 ship. But he's been repairing like crazy out here. The reason they don't fight is because there's demos out. And it's risky. And Nicov goes forward right as someone says, why are they not fighting? And that's why. That's why. It's risky. But that was a misplay from Stark to send that fire galley out. This is honestly going to be... Who can macro the best behind this too? How many farms do you add? How quickly do you get to Castle Age? Because this might definitely be a situation where neither player wins water in feudal. And then it's about who has the best economy to get to Castle Age. And then you get the upgrades and then you go from there. But maybe I'm speaking too soon. Nicov has a lot more on water. And actually, I'm surprised that Stark is taking this fight. Why is Stark taking this fight? Well, he's running back to repair, I guess. He's been doing that all damn day with this villager. Yeah, okay, and then maybe he sends a demo. Yeah, Nicov can't. The repairing is just crazy. And feudal age demos, they don't really promote aggression. The fact that demos exist, it actually makes players play a bit more passively, I would say. Because everyone's so scared of them. Good micro Nicov. Beautiful micro from Nicov. If there's another demo on the way, this could be risky. And there it is! And this is why you can't be aggressive or overly aggressive with the current water meta. Now, does Stark have anything more on the way? Or is that it? I saw he had these here. Yeah, Nikov's fine. Nicov, you know what? I spoke too soon. He might clear out the fishing ships. Though if I'm Stark right now, I'm on my way to Castle Age, I hide the fishing ships, and then I just try and win water when I'm in the next stage. How did Stark click up already? Look at the difference. He's already on his way. Nicov has 600 food and 100 gold. Was it the farms? It might have been a few extra farms. It might have been a few extra on berries. But very impressive uptime for st4rk. What about 2 vills on the marsh for instant repairs? I mean, it's... I wouldn't take them out into the marsh because they can get hit by the fires, but I think that you are correct in saying that maybe a second repair vill could be enough. I never see pros do it, though. Yeah, so st4rk is definitely not finished on water. He will come back on water in Castle Age when he gets those upgrades. When are we getting a spoke too soon emote? Yeah, I mean, that's... I don't know what that would be, actually. It might be a jinx more than anything. The problem with the jinx emote is I don't have the files on my new PC yet, so I will try and add it back if you guys want to see it again. But I don't have it just yet. st4rk did keep 2 fishing ships alive, and now he's in the next age. And he is getting War Galley. We're looking at 5 military for st4rk, though. About to be 4 on water if he loses that. Can Nicov hold? I think Nicov could possibly hold. Getting fire ship in this much faster is huge. I'll tell you what Tata would do. Tata wouldn't even fight the navy of Nicov right away. He'd go right for the fish. There's the upgrade, and fishing ship down already. Yeah, do your best to take those fishing ships out, and then you still have 2 for the time being. Guys, st4rk is playing well this game. He's playing much better on this map than he did in the previous. And the game before that. I think he needs a demo here now. He needs a demo here or here. Doesn't have it. Nikov's upgrade is at 70%. And Nicov... Oh, the demo! The demo! And it's before they're upgraded too! It was a big demo! And they took more damage, basically, because of the fact they weren't upgraded at that time. Okay, Nicov loses his fishing ships. He's adding a monastery. There's definitely potential for Nicov to just move right over here and kill st4rk's fish, though. So, now you're talking... water control is a huge, huge thing. But now you're talking, boom. Does st4rk have a second TC? No, he does not. Does Nicov have a second TC? Yes, he does. The 3 relics in the center, I really like how Nikov's getting them. You can also use the monks to convert. And suddenly, and that's a nice demo for st4rk, suddenly I'm beginning to like the situation for Nicov just a little bit more. You get those relics. That's free gold right there. A trickle of gold. That's like having 3 extra villagers on gold. You can't heal the ships, but you can convert other ships. st4rk is definitely going for more demos right now, which is probably the play. Oh my god! That was a huge demo! It's probably the play if you're behind in numbers, and now all of a sudden, it swung right back into st4rk's control for a little bit. Forward houses on the gold, just to be annoying later. Okay, st4rk. Second TC. Okay, st4rk. I've actually never seen a Persian's Mirror matchup on this, and I don't know where it goes from here. Because at some point they'll transition to land, but what do you transition to and when do you do it? Nicov. It just ends up using that demo there. Again, the monk gets a convert. That's nice. War Elephant Rush? Yeah, I don't think we're going to see that, Nazip. Do you just go... Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any answers here. You could even justify starting off with a siege... Yeah, like a siege push of some kind. Not even go for knights. Just a few mangonels. You probably won't really... You won't take out the town centers because Persian TCs had extra HP, but... I think just using that to snipe vills and take map control and then boom behind would be nice. Close game though. 63 pop for both. st4rk has had these fishing ships working though. I think Nicov probably forgot about them at this point. Or is working on getting over there. Stark has not given up on water, and neither has Nicov. It's been insane production. It's amazing just how many resources. But it's worth it because the fish boom right now is still incredibly strong. I actually watch AoE2 plays more than playing it. Because playing is so much stress for me. But I enjoy watching. It's like having a soccer game. Corporate identity, I think a lot of the viewers are with you on that. We have a lot of people here who just watch. On YouTube and on Twitch. Oh, get the Vil too. Oh, well done. Nice job, Nicov. Get the babe. That was great. Yeah, I mean, this game can be incredibly stressful. It's so punishing at the high level, right? Not necessarily the mid level. I can't really agree when people say, like, "Oh, you make one mistake, you're dead" at lower levels and even mid level. But as Stark is punishing some of Nikov's mistakes, you're definitely spot on that at high level you make a mistake, it can be game over, and it's been back and forth, back and forth. Oh, and already the Mangonel's paid off. Already that Mangonel is paid off. Really good play from Stark. 3 town center production. He is on stone. He'll go for a 4th town center. That is such a Stark move. And Nicov is just 3 TCs. Neither player has 1 water. Nicov does have the... whoa, he has all 5 relics there. I kind of... Do any of you guys wish that it was standard victory? Feel like that... I kind of desire a game like that, where it could be standard victory. And what would happen here? Would Nicov change his game plan? Would Stark change his game plan? The downside of allowing that is that a player might not try and win the game in a normal fashion, and they might just camp and get the relics. But if the relic distribution is fair, and it was here, I think it makes it more interesting. I will speak to the admin about that. Odds are we'd probably never see a situation where everyone would ever win with Relic or Wonder Victory, but just that potential would make games interesting. We haven't announced the settings yet for the main event, so look at this Mango. Firing to the side. And now a forward castle for Stark. So does he go forward castle? Well, he can't go Imp. He's 4 town centers. I don't know where this game goes from here. Nicov wants to stop this castle. It's possible. Stark has to micro his villagers. Look at this spearman here. Oh no, we already had our set with doubt. Nikov's Mangonel micro. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. I thought for sure that castle was going up. Nicov just microed like a god. Repaired like crazy. Okay, it's still going up, right? Nicov will fire. A fire again? 1 Vil! 1 HP! 1 HP! 1 HP! Oh, man! And now Nicov has knights. That's 97.1%. 97.1% of people will not believe that castle. This is the day of doubt castles. On one hand, and Nikov's not taking any chances. On one hand, I very much hope the main event has doubt castles. On the other hand, I hope it's not this much. That was a lot. Oh man, and it's also an in-your-face move too, because Stark can see everything with that outpost. What Nikov's doing here is the correct move. Attack rounds on the foundation. That's 640 stone that just went down the drain for Stark. He had such a good game plan too. If he gets that castle up, that's gold that Nicov can't take, and then Nicov would actually be completely out of gold with the exception of the middle and the relics. Like, that is unreal. But you can't even say It's unlucky because Nicov outplayed him. He had better Mangonel micro and better repairs. It was really sick stuff. Alright. Well, there's no way you get that up now, Stark. You could pull Velez and make a siege tower. But you can't even siege tower over gates, right? Does anyone know if you can siege tower over gates? I don't think you can. Not that that would be a good play. Huh? He had the siege workshop. I feel like you can't siege tower over gates. I feel so bad for Stark. I feel so bad. Oh, revenge time. Oh, God. Okay, Nicov sees the Mangonel with his knights, immediately goes to kill it, and he does kill it. Okay, well, if he didn't kill that, then maybe Stark could have had some revenge, but now Nicov will castle. I mean, this combined with the fact that Nicov is on the way to Imp, and the fact that Nicov has 5 relics, and another fact, he has the gold, should mean that Nicov is in a fine position. Stark is on the way up. But I don't know what you do as Persians now if you don't have a castle. I think he's going Halb hand cannon. This is what Persian meta was back before the changes were made. Don't kill the camels, Nicov. So mean. I think he's gonna go, excuse me, he's gonna go pikes. And he's gonna go bombard cannon and hands cannon. But now trash bow counters that. Going with the crossbows that only cost wood counters that easily. Quite honestly, that game ended. It feels to me, I don't know why the score's so high. It feels to me like the game ended the second that castle was denied. I don't know what Stark can do here, guys. This is crazy. 7-1 predicted score. Well, I think you got the countries wrong there. Make fun of Brazil for losing to Germany in the World Cup. You can make fun of Argentina for the same. Both too soon? Sorry. Both too soon. Well, the big reason I feel bad for Stark is because I don't think that he played bad in this game. He played good in this game. He played way better than in game 1 and 2. He had a good strategy. You could argue that he did better on water, but, you know, it was minimal. But if you saw the strat, he wanted to deny the gold and pressure, and now he does not have a castle. He does have stone to build another one, but 650 stone is just too much to lose. If it gets denied at 20%, you can get some of that stone back when you delete it. But here? Nope. Not having the relics would have been fine for Stark if he would have had that gold. If he would have been pressuring Nicov, it would have allowed him to move over to the right, shift there, take those relics for himself. You never know what the game would have looked like from there. By the way, Snapes, I saw you earlier, but I just didn't get a chance to say hello. Hope you've been well. Nice to see you back. I know, right? That feel when Germany winning a World Cup was 6 years ago. Yeah, and then they potatoed in the Euros. It's crazy. More has, or just as much has changed in the age community in a lot of ways. There's still a certain Norwegian out there. Good micro from Nicov. Even if you lose the units, who cares? Right? Who even cares? They cost wood. No offense to any crossbows out there. Any Persian crossbows that are watching, I'm sure your family cares about you. But Nicov does not care about you. It only costs wood. And he also is banking up a ton of gold, too. Because he's mining this gold. He has his relics. So I think... Whoa, Stark is going Paladin? Wait, is this a bug? No. He's researching Paladin before he even has a Paladin. I mean, go for it. I was just about to say that Nicov could go Paladin with these resources. Oh, Nicov, make an elephant. Make an elephant. Trash bows and elephants. Do it. There is gold up here for Stark. There's always that neutral gold that you can take. There's one over here for Nicov, so he does have some gold. The safe play is to go Halberdier, I guess, if you're in Nikov's position. But make one elephant. That would be... I feel like that would be BM. There's nothing wrong with it. But to make even a single elephant here is definitely a sign of, oh, yeah, I can do this. Just want to let you know I can do this. I'm that far ahead. I'm really excited to see what Stark is going to do with the Paladins, though. The score is super high. Stark has 153 villagers. He's so known for selling wood and selling food for gold. If he clears out all of these bombard cannons, you never know. Okay, Nicov sees the stables. He sees stable, sorry. Oh, he did it! He did it! He made 2 of them! The Dumbos are here! Yes! Nicov, you just gained a lot of fans. Let's go. Let's go. No upgrades, doesn't matter. These are some thick boys. Life of the elephant. He looks so sad. Upgrade him, Nicov. He definitely is reluctant about attacking anything. He did not choose to do this. Oh, no. I love the fact that Nicov did that. That's amazing. It's alright. He has a backup. Okay, now he sees Paladins. He has Halbs. He'll lose some units here, for sure. It's just about what can he make long term. The elephant is going to tank like crazy, though. 450 HP. Can Stark sustain Paladin production? He is making a lot of Paladins. But the reason you go for trash bows before anything else in this type of a matchup, especially when you have the gold, is so your opponent uses all of their gold against you, and then you transition into a counter to that. Then you go gold to finish off the game. We saw the elephant. That's a sign for Stark that he is not in a great position. He does have his own castle. He has not teched into all the upgrades he would need to go for trash bows himself, which I think would be a good... It's a fantastic thing to do here. So he's going to try and do that. He's getting, what's it called again? Commanderan. Maybe he can Commander run around with his Paladins. If he had a stable here, or a few of them, imagine if he sent 5 Vills and started to raid with Hussars. Because he knows there's a gold over there. That would be a good play. Age of Gates from Nicov. This is probably just giving Stark PTSD because he knows what happens the last time Gates went up in this match. Stark's population is still extremely high. And his numbers, his military numbers are not as high, but they're a lot more efficient. They're also a lot more expensive. Oh wow, the trash bows go in after the bombard cannon, and the elephant's there as well. Go, buddy, go. Get the trebuchet. Get it. Get it. No upgrades whatsoever for Nicov. Does anyone else feel like the score is a lie? Nicov has 2,000 gold. He's just not producing his gold units. Again, Stark goes trash bow defense. We call them trash bow because they only cost wood. And then gets Vills over here and raids. It's an opportunity. I would wall that. Oh no, you can't wall that. I forgot. Yeah, you can't wall. I don't think we've seen all the things that this map can offer yet. Let's put it that way. All right, there goes Stark. Nicov will have a castle up, and Stark knows the castle's there, so it's weird to me how he's running underneath castle fire. Still having to purchase stone. Actually, he's out of gold, so he can't purchase stone to repair that castle. And again, Age of Gates from Nicov. This is reminding me of 2015 Slam right here. Stone gates all the time. Look at the reaction time from him to be able to do that. Get murder holes! I want all the memes in this game. Let's see some murder holes here for that castle. T90, can't you all with the dock? That's a good point, actually. Yeah, you'd have the dock block. Here you can't. You obviously can't. I guess you can dock block on this. But there go the Vils. If he did this 5 minutes ago, I think he would have had more room to breathe, because then Nicov would have to react to that attack. He's getting murder holes! He's actually getting murder holes. Let's go. Nicov, you have 3,000 gold. Either go Paladin. Okay, he's going for Paladin. I was going to say either go Paladin or go for Elephants. Oh, you're kidding me. Nicov, you can't let this happen. He should notice this. It's not like there's red all over the map. Now, red's normally on one side, so on that mini-map, he should notice those Vils. Murder holes OP, boys. If only we had boiling oil. Rest in peace, boiling oil. That old useless tech. Which I guess wouldn't help there either. Props to St4rk for holding on. With no gold. Seriously. I mean, and he's taking this. This will probably prompt him to build the stable and go for light cav. Nicov will just go Paladin, and the difference here is that Nicov has the resources to make Paladins non-stop. St4rk does not have Halb, and St4rk does not have resources either, so. What's boiling oil? What was the tech again, guys? So Commanderon was the new tech for Persians. Their old unique tech was removed, it was that bad. It was a Persian unique tech, and it damaged... It increased the damage of arrow fire against rams, I believe. I think that's what it was. And the issue with that tech is that it didn't really... It's not really a boost. It didn't make Persians any better. It was very... Funny enough, you could only use that in very unique situations. And if you're Persians, a Paladin Civ, and you don't have an answer to rams underneath your castle, you're probably dead anyways. And there's never a situation in which you should research that and then change the tide of the game, so that was pretty much what it came down to. It increased castle damage versus rams by +9, sure, yeah, but again, if you have to research a unique tech to save yourself in that situation, you're probably dead anyways. It's almost a bit like murder holes in that. Like, there are some... We just saw a situation where getting murder holes at a high level makes sense, but before that, it really didn't. So, it's like OP murder holes for lower levels, but they removed the tech. So, now you have trash bows, and now St4rk is slowly beginning to realize how the lack of gold is hurting him. It was all about the castle. Seriously, I feel... I know a lot of people rooting for Nicov, and he's a household name. He's well known. He deserves to be 3-0 up, but 97.1% castle. St4rk, I'll say the same thing I say to Doubt. Send 2 more Vils. Send just 2 more Vils, and you get... That doesn't happen. Now, you still take losses, but send 2 more. And maybe you'll be okay. Now, I'm curious of how much gold Nicov collected there. Doesn't look like he collected that much more, right? 19,000. Now, St4rk was completely out, assuming he would get cleaned up over on Nikov's side. The relics gave Nicov 5,000 gold. That is crazy. So that one monastery in the middle to get those initial 3 relics. And then the fact that Nicov was able to get the other 2, which were spread out on either side and on water in the marsh, changed the game that much. That was the difference with the gold. And then obviously Nicov, once he spent the gold, the game was over. It felt like it was going to happen that way. It just took a while for Nicov to make it happen. So this is a best of 7. So either we are going to see the most ridiculous reverse sweep, which is possible and has happened before, secret, 2v2 against Aftermath, or we are going to see Nicov get his deserved spot in the main event of Hidden Cup 3. Sorry, not Hidden Cup 2. The next map is Slopes. We have seen Celts, we have seen Mongols, we have seen Slavs. Have we seen... Oh, we saw Mayans on it earlier today. Mayans won. Any other civs that we've seen on this? Mongols is globally banned. And none of the previous civilizations they have used would necessarily be the pick. Most players are going Indians. I think we'll see Indians. Okay. So this has been my favorite map throughout the qualifiers. Every single game has been amazing. And st4rk beat Daniel on this in round 1 when I felt like this would heavily suit Daniel. And I think Daniel might be in the chat. Daniel, if you're still there, I'm sorry for bringing that up again. But the fact that st4rk, who's seen as a slow player... Daniel is there. Whoops. Shh. The fact that st4rk, who's a pretty slow player, beat Daniel surprised me. Because Daniel's a faster player. And I would definitely say that Nicov probably has more speed than st4rk. And this is an open map. So, yes, I favor Nicov. Nikov's obviously up 3 games to 0. But maybe st4rk has something up his sleeve here. Now, you have shorefish in the east and west. Indian villagers collect shorefish faster. It is one of the fastest food sources in the game. You expand to the outer edge for wood. Then you don't get the gold and the stones in the center. You take the golds and the stones in the center. Then you don't have the outer edge. It's just, this map is ridiculously high-paced and very difficult to lock down anywhere. Now, the main golds can sometimes be an issue, and also where you choose to chop. So, I really think that some players even need to think about this in the main event. Because right now, for example, st4rk, he's chosen this wood line. When he walls his base, he's going to wall between these mini wood lines. And I think it's a mistake to chop here first. I think you chop here, or you chop here, and then you can wall to a wood line you're not chopping. Like Nicov. You see, now he has a few more options, but if you would have chosen this wood line, or this wood line, or this wood line, it wouldn't have made as much sense. Eventually, you have to relocate lumber camps, but I think that small thing is going to be much nicer. It definitely feels like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wood lines. Nicov, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Seems like he has more wood. Right? It's a lot more open for st4rk. Look at that. I feel like there should be a wood line here. It's a bit weird. We'll keep an eye on that. So we'll probably see scouts. We'll definitely see villagers go to the shorefish. I guess st4rk had a strategy to lame all the resources against Daniel, which was also really impressive. Hera and I were casting that one, and we were impressed by how well thought out it was. No, MBL had his pizza, guys. MBL had his pizza. We're good there. Viking Fan 93, thank you for the 5 gifted. About 10 minutes ago. Viking Fan, it's been a few months now. I know you're probably busy with life and such, but nice to see you back. I actually oddly thought of you recently because somebody brought up how no one likes the Vikings. And my argument was, no, I have a guy who's been subbed to my stream and a few other guys. No, we have more than one sub who's a Vikings fan, but I said his name is literally Vikings Fan. Simo donated $5. He said, if it's $5 a month, I've spent $85 on my T90 fix so far. Send help, T90 fine. Thank you for the 17. Listen, little word of advice to all you Twitch addicts out there. Do not add up your subscribers like that, alright? Try doing that with anything else in life, actually, and it gets really terrifying. Like, for example, I really like to eat out once a week, and I like to have Indian food. Every week. Every single week. And let's say it's $15. If I multiply that by however many weeks I've been doing this, I begin to hate myself. You can't do that. And there's some more extreme examples, I'm sure. I stopped smoking because of that? Okay. I feel like smoking, though... What's more addicting, smoking or T90? I don't know if there's a what's it called, a Nicorette patch, a T90 patch out yet. Quit sucking up to me and saying quit. These guys just want me to give them merch or rig them into community games. Which is more cancerous? Oh god. Oh god, don't answer that either. Okay, solid up times. There's just a slight difference, and we're gonna see scouts. Both players have walled in their vills. Now, I actually like to pay attention to how many villagers that players commit here. This sounds like a dumb theory, but I think 4 is worse than 3. And I'm gonna tell you why. And again, this is too specific to like make any sense. But if you send 4, you go through the food faster here, so you're relying on it more. That's the way I see it. If you have one extra villager in here and on wood, for example, I think that your mid-game's slightly stronger because you are adding an extra farm, which lasts long term. It's such a small thing. There's nothing else to talk about right now, but that's the logic. Alright, Stark's building his barracks. Stark, you're down 3 games. Nicov has been outstanding. Just try your best here. I think that 4-1 would be a respectable result based on what we've seen so far. Make Nicov earn it, Stark. But yeah, smoking is a pretty expensive habit. I don't smoke myself, but I have family members who do and have and friends. And that'd probably be a great incentive right there. Okay, so you open up with scouts. Now, I've seen full feudals before. I've seen archer transition that happens most times. Where you hit, because the bases are so open. I'm really surprised that Stark hasn't walled more. But where you hit... What's this? What is this? Is this a bug? I haven't seen this all qualifiers. What? What? I don't... They just quit. Is he not checking idle vills? Okay, now he see... Okay, now he just realized. I don't know how that happens. I mean, I don't know what to really say about that there, but Nikov's playing safe at home, and I guess Stark is... He's looking shaky right now, but he's beginning to wall. So, back to my point. Someone says that doesn't make sense because if you send 3 to the shorefish, then you're going to be there longer. Yes, but if you send 4, then you also have more potential for villagers to glitch out, which I've experienced. You see it here. They bump more. And, I mean, it very much depends, I think. Like, if you have more map control and you send 3 and you invest more into farms, it could be a finer balance. My point, I said it at the start, it's so oddly specific, it doesn't... It's not like we're going to be comparing it like 3 on wood versus 4 on wood, because that very much changes your starts, but... The fact that Nicov just completely abandoned this now is still a bit of a surprise to me. Because he had, That's 500 food right there. And he just abandoned it, instead of re-walling. It happens when you build a lumber camp on top of your lumberjacks. Oh, yeah, but did he refresh a lumber camp there? I know on some patches of DE, and not on this version, but on some patches, your villagers would just stop working after they would chop a tree or forge a bush. So I thought it might be that, but I haven't seen... That's not an issue on this patch. This patch has been really stable for us. T90, do you think it will be meta to tower the fish? It's not meta, but we saw it. I forget who it was now. Wasn't that not yesterday? I think that was Say My Name and ACCM. We saw that, and it worked really well. Just one tower right here. Boom. T90, will we be able to see in-game chat in Hidden Cup 3? Yes, we will. You can actually see it now in some cases. But I think it's still missing a few things, like it misses the GGs. I don't know why it misses some things, but yes. You will be able to see in-game chat, which is extremely important, right? Alright, Nicov housed at the moment. That's good for Nicov, though, because he never gets the wheelbarrow upgrade. So, you get housed, and it kind of forces you to do something. Stark? 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 There's still... Ooh! You know, if that was Viper, he would have immediately built a gate there. That would have been an amazing trap. I think he's the only player who would have had the balls to try that. If he would have pulled that off, that would have been the play of the qualifiers right there, trapping 5 scouts. I think he just kind of forgot there for a moment. Resources are looking similar. This is how I've seen this game play out a lot. Actually, Nicov is going straight into Camel, and he's not transitioning into archers, and we do have an archer transition for Stark. What Stark is doing is more common, but it's only common because of the fact that players wall and just how the game plays out. it is not necessarily the play in an Indian war, because Indian camels have +1 pierce armor. So if you can pull off going 2 stable camels against the archers, it can work really well. And I haven't seen Nicov play this map before. He never played it against Ink in round 1. Ooh. I think st4rk is expecting archers, so he wants to have more numbers and maybe even go for cav archers? I think he'll have to stick with crossbows. I think he has no choice. Nicov decides to take care of the spearmen, and man, does he have belief in his micro. He just took a fight on against 3 spears, lost 2 scouts in the process, but I think that's worth it, because now those spears are not there for your camels. And he also sees... Oh wait, he actually only saw 2 ranges, that's interesting. But yeah, he knows that Nicov, or st4rk rather, is transitioning. I think 3 ranges can work. Like, going... I've seen 2 ranges a lot, and 3 ranges is good against that because you can go crossbow into cav archers. And while that sets back your economy a lot, on this map, that's okay because of the pressure. I played a game, I actually casted the whole game. It was a 40-minute game. I casted it to upload it to YouTube and decided against uploading it because I have better things that I need to upload. But Slam and I played a game, and it was over an hour 10 minutes. And Slam ended up winning just because of the mobility of the cav archers. The cav archers were a really good choice throughout that game. T90, what if you go Kumans and TC drop the fish? I think the problem then becomes that you can't pressure Ciandro. So you might get food, but there's no way for you to pressure on a map that's very, very open. So I think that would be a bad play. Especially because Kumans can be decent on something like Hideout. Kumans definitely have their place on other maps in this tournament. Mongols, I think we saw Mongols versus Indians once, and Mongols won. Mongols with Mangadai, that was Winchester versus FedEx, and let's just say FedEx had some issues closing that game out. Nicov knows this is coming. He has 6 camels. There are 10 crossbows. And nothing from st4rk. No, st4rk. Oh, st4rk is doing the wrong approach. If you go for 3 archer range commitment, and you go 2 town centers behind it, you can't afford to make any military. So smart from Nicov to have partially built houses so he can be patient and wait until he has the numbers. I think Nicov is soon about to take... He'll wait for armor. You see armor's on the way, and he'll just fight and clean up everything. And if he cleans up everything, st4rk will have nothing as a follow-up. Alright, here it is. Actually, the house has gone down there. Nicov deleted it so he can surround, and that's the best spot for st4rk to sit in. Half of the... Yeah, the units can't hit! Oh my god! Nicov is totally tilted right now. I can feel it. I can feel it through the recorded game. He's totally tilted. There's... Was there not a tree there? Or was that just thanks to E? He had armor and everything. Oh man, that would tilt me. That's for sure. Yeah, just sit in the choke. Okay, now they have the hill. I think before the crossbows were also firing downhill. Alright, these will die now. But my god, that was some value. They had +2 armor. And now we have cav archers from st4rk. It's actually worth it. I thought that the army would die. Nicov would have like a dozen camels remaining. And then st4rk would only have 6 cav archers. But now st4rk has 6 cav archers. He's gone to town centers, and st4rk very much has a chance here. Blame that on the caster? I'm not sure, but st4rk, great job finding a position to sit. Alright, so Nicov does not know that cav archers is the follow-up. He's probably expecting more crossbows. So it's not common to go cav archers against the camels, because the camels eat the cav archers, like this. Crossbows actually hold their own a lot more. Oh, st4rk. Okay, well, I think the difference here is, instead of going for a Mangonel, I think what Nicov chooses is a Scorpion or 2. Because Mangonels are quite easy for cav archers to take out. Scorpions are more difficult. Plus you have the camels still. Nice defense from Nicov, though, to keep the units out of his base. Still, neither player has gone for a town center on the outer edge yet. This is a map where you'll see 5 TCs with Indians, just so you can secure that wood line. T90, do you think Mangadai are even stronger because of melee issues? No, because Mangadai were never slow enough where melee units could really surround them. Melee pathing's really not... I'm not going to say it's perfect, but if you compare melee pathing now to what it was at the start, it's way better. The patches have definitely improved it. There are some instances where, you know, it's just bad, but like, that always happened. You could always stack crossbows like that. Now, would that second or third camel have engaged before? Possibly. But, here we go. Like, look, you could always sit in chokes like this. However, this is just suicide. There's a Mangonel behind here. Okay, so I think like, maybe on Vubli, you have a second camel attack. I'm like... I find it so funny how I'm like, yeah, pathing's great. And then we have like 6 units stutter and get stuck. But regardless, I think only 2 units would attack there on Vubli. And that was just a massive throw from st4rk. Yeah, pathing's perfect. As you can see here, I think, it's hard to say, but I think maybe sticking with crossbow would have been, it at least would have been better against the camels, but then it's worse against the Mangonel. Very close game after that. st4rk made a huge mistake. You really have to keep your mass. It's 13 military for both. It's 70 villagers for Nicov, and it's 73 for st4rk. Here comes st4rk. Oh, he has a monastery and he has 2 monks. Nicov has plenty of time to react. He does react, and well done. And now you have scorpions. Again, I think scorpions are just so much better. The scorpions are incredibly weak against enemy Mangonels. But with the 7 pierce armor, they actually hold their own a little bit more against the cav archers. I guess you're looking at 7 pierce armor versus 6 pierce armor. The Mangonel has 50 HP and the Scorpion has 40. But you also have to consider that the Scorpions are also cheaper. So you can make a bunch of them. So much control for Nicov. He really seems to be playing well, adding his own monks now. He is not winning this here because st4rk is playing bad. When I say that, I mean winning the series, because in this particular game, st4rk is leading with the population right now. I guess this is a huge rivalry within the South American Age 2 community, right? There's so many good Brazilian players. st4rk was one of them. And so there's probably people rooting for their Brazilian counterpart. And then you have people rooting for the Argentinian here as well. Is it not a big deal? I just saw someone mention it. I don't know. st4rk's an interesting one. He's an amazing player, but he doesn't have that many fans in Brazil. Maybe because of his personality, maybe also because of the fact that there's so many other Brazilian players. Whereas in Argentina, you have a bit less. T90 is trying to start a war. No, no, no. I'm just trying to fuel the fire. That's all. Here's Nicov getting 1 relic now. Nice move. Also getting a 2nd relic. Nice move. And he has all the control of the stone and the gold in the center right now. Now there's thumb ring for these cav archers, but when is st4rk going to take a fight? It has to be soon. I'm really surprised he added a 4th archer range. Nice micro. He's losing a few units, but again, should take out these scorpions. Nice micro. It's actually not the best micro. He's taking a lot of hits, and he lost a cav archer to a conversion. Do 2 rams do more damage than 1 villager can repairing? Can hold repairing? I think the monastery goes down, right? Yeah, okay, monastery goes down. Well, what's a st4rk do, guys? What's a st4rk do? He's on stone. He's adding barracks. Oh, he wants to go pike. I actually don't hate that move if Nicov doesn't have a castle up in a perfect position. And guess what? Yeah, that's exactly what Nikov's going to do. Is he going to place this forward? Not another one. No. How many are we going to have today? Not another one, please. Okay, he has enough camels with enough upgrades to possibly hold that off. And he also... See, Doubts? Look how many vills he sent. He sent enough villagers. Yeah, and this is perfect. Because now the castle will shoot those ranges down. The cav archers can't approach the front. And now Nicov's on the way to the Imperial Age. And he'll shoot right towards heavy camel. Now, there's still some concern. If st4rk gets help with cav archers, there's concern. But st4rk hasn't clicked up yet. I like the outpost that st4rk placed out here. Ooh, and I like that town center, too. I think st4rk should have been more active with his army. Yeah, yes, you have cav archers against Indian camels, but you had thumb ring. I assume ballistics. Yeah, he had pretty much full upgrades. Certainly enough to hit and run a little bit. But the problem with running on this map, you hit, you run, you kill, but you run right back into that small little spot that Nicov put you in. And then Nicov expands and expands and expands. But then again, st4rk's on the way up. He took a good fight there. He has more military, and he's adding pike, and he also has a castle on this hill, which I love. Can st4rk do this? Come on, st4rk, let's go, man. It's a weird one, guys. This is the second game in a row where this has had a feeling of inevitability about it, right? You look at the military count, st4rk's leading. Villager count, st4rk's leading. But because of how the set has gone, and because of how Nicov has played throughout the set, it almost feels like it's inevitable that Nicov will win. But I think that that's both the caster's problem here, that's on me, right? Because of how I'm casting the game. But also I think we're just misjudging st4rk's situation. Potentially. I say, as he loses some CA, but if he castles this side as well, I think he could have a good shot at pushing the center. I do see some real problems if Nicov goes into Elite Skirmisher, though. Nikov's not doing that, he's just going full camel. But if he gets to Elite Skirm, that counters the halberdiers, and that also counters those camels. st4rk also doesn't have a lot of mobility with the pikemen. T90, is it a good idea to make elephant archers as counter to the cav archers? Flying mouse, at this level, it's pretty much suicide. There are some rare situations where you could do it, but the lack of mobility is the issue there. So I guess it depends. Yeah, castle on the right and castle on the left. So Nicov hasn't expanded near as well, but he will castle there. That's the first building he's built up on the hills. Nicov, you surely need to go for skirm now, right? He's raiding with camels. No imp camel on the way. I don't think this is worth it. Is it worth throwing away that many camels for some raids? I guess he has the gold and he has the food. He's not being raided at all himself, so he could always make more. But now it's halberdier for st4rk. This is such a st4rk game. It looks like he has no map control. It looks like he has nothing. He's being pushed. He lost all of his ranges. Had to rebuild more. But st4rk's like, nope. Sorry. I'm going to expand, and I'm going to be just fine. Yeah, 23 idols. That's a good point. But 53 military. And castle in a position on this side to start trebbing. This is also an Indian War thing, because it's so difficult to finish someone off when their villagers are so cheap. Vills are so discounted in the Imperial Age. Oh, hello, camels. They're pacifists now. Yep. They're just guarding the stone, apparently. But the vills are so cheap. You lose them, you can add them again. Whereas in other matches, it's 50 food a vill. Vill rating, it doesn't make as much of a difference. Okay, Halb for Nicov as well. What sucks for st4rk is he's not really in a position to transition into camels. think it's got to be Halb, Skirm, Light Cav, Cav Archer. All the trash options, basically, is the way to go. And now, okay, Nicov, you can see the difference in approach. Now Nikov's going to the right side. Nicov has 3 relics inside those monasteries there. Can he... I don't know if he can comfortably attack what st4rk has at the moment. Doesn't seem like it, does it? He's not doing anything about the castles. And did st4rk spot this one? I think he did because of the outpost, right? So if he knows about that, then he could start trebbing. I think you wait till you have like maybe a 2nd or a 3rd treb. This is doable for st4rk, guys. Now here Nicov, he sends the heavy camels in. There's Halbs prepared. I think that he can still take the trebs out. But that is possibly a sign of things to come with st4rk's control with these trebs. And castles, sorry. 200 population pretty much for both of them. Except Nicov has 160 villagers. That's insane. Nicov sending everything he can over here so he can deal with this castle. st4rk, now, he definitely has the momentum. st4rk is controlling the game. Now, he needs to make sure he gets more trebs here. Because then Nicov might go over there to address that. And it's very possible, oh boy, the Cav Archers are getting mopped up, so it's very possible that Nicov will just end up having control again in the middle. Maybe enough control where Nicov can get to Imperial Camel, and then it's dangerous, but... Come on, st4rk, continue to push. You need gold. He does not have gold. He's out of gold. He's trying to get to this gold, trying to get to this stone. I guess he can't repair easily. Can't take this gold unless he takes the... Yeah, he needs the castles down. And Nicov, knowing that, will destroy that treb. I guess if Nicov has the gold, it's worth it to lose camels to take those trebs out when st4rk does not have gold. All over the place game, though. This is awesome. This is awesome. It actually feels like it's shifting back into Nikov's control, though, just due to the gold. Has camels queued up non-stop. Really think if he needs to delete villagers. He needs to delete like 20 vills. Look how much he has queued up here. And then maybe you have some skirms on the field. He's teched into skirm. I just don't see them. Nicov and st4rk are both 200 pop. Okay, there are some skirmishers. Could the Tatar Hill bonus work here? It could if you're in post-imp, but the problem is getting there, I think. They're one of the weakest civs early on. Alright, well, I guess... You know what, Nicov? Just lose the vills. That sounds funny. No, st4rk! st4rk, no! Oh, the treb will do it. The treb will do it. Actually, the halbs will do it. Nice. st4rk has the sides! He has both sides! Who needs gold? Full pointy boy, Cav Archer, Hussar, he's on both sides now. This is guys, this is actually ridiculous. Nicov is really struggling to expand. Look how messy his eco is. He has so many idle villagers. A town center from st4rk now. The trebs could follow. This is one of the sickest sloped games. Like, now that I'm seeing how this has progressed, this is one of the sickest sloped games, because st4rk hasn't had near as much access to gold. He's been going for mainly trash units, but he's pushed the sides and he's stopping Nicov from expanding. This is never a fight you want to take here, Nicov. Yes, you have gold, but why throw underneath a town center when you're obviously going to lose? You're fighting your counter there. Comeback time, boys. This is exactly how the set went between, I guess spoilers, but this is similar to how the set went between Doubt and Tim as well earlier today. One player came out strong, the other player held on and had a good showing here on slopes. Such a good map, man. I love this map so much. And now Nicov is back on the right side. Now Nicov has trebs. And he has skirms. So now st4rk needs to have Hussar. Just unreal. This game is unreal. Nicov did lose a lot of vills, by the way. They both have about 20 idols. It's very difficult for Stark to push, very difficult for him to push those castles because he doesn't have the trebs. He has some gold there now. He could lose his TC on this side, just back and forth, back and forth. Stark needs to get this relic, and he needs to get this relic, though. He can see them. So I'm surprised he hasn't gone for them. Also, taking out the monasteries from Nicov is a pretty clear thing he could do. Farm raiding with pointy boys. And he'll hold here. In fact, I think Nicov needs to get out of here with his trebs. Because now that light cav are here, those trebs will die for sure. The skirms will as well. He'll go for conversions. He's hoping he gets the light cav so he can pack up the trebs. And he doesn't. He taps out. He GG's. Stark is not going away. I can't return to map. Yeah, there we go. Stark wins this game. That was unbelievable. That was unbelievable. So what is best on this map in an Indians war? Who the hell knows? Cav archers have won. Cav archers have lost on this map. Camels have won. Camels have lost on this map. Taking the sides early has won. Taking the sides second has won. Like, there's genuinely no meta on this map. It is amazing, and Stark should be really proud of his performance there. What was the gold difference? Look at the gold difference there. Stark just had more food and more wood economy. He did have a bit more stone, but he was way down in gold. And he went for halbs and he went for cav archers. And the trash play worked. Unreal. Byzantine's OP on this map confirmed. Okay, well for us that means we have another game. For Nicov, that means he needs to start sweating it a little bit. I think even if Nicov wins the next game, which is not a guarantee of course, this is probably more fair based on how Stark has played today. Would you guys agree on that? I would say so. Stark has played good. Game 1 and Game 2 were a bit shaky. Game 3 was really close. He was unfortunate with the Doubt Castle. Game 4 there was just unreal from him. It definitely deserves to continue to play. And now Nicov is going to one of his home maps, and we have islands. So this will probably be the last time we make this joke until the main event of Hidden Cup 3, March 19th through the 22nd. Whoa, hold on a second. Are those also... I guess that's from the rubble. It looked like those were dying archers there for a second. Like, not only the ranges were destroyed, but the archers were as well. Welcome to Islands. Nicov is a beast in Islands. Here he is. He's gone for Italians, and we have the same for Stark. So, I think very few players are going to not pick Italians on Islands if it's available. Dowd picked Italians on Bay today, though. Who knows what he would go for in the main event. Italian Wars on water is very similar to the Chinese Wars on El Dorado or the Indian Wars on slopes. It's the same civs, but there's so much variety available with those civs, it makes the maps better. The cheaper dock techs are fantastic. The cheaper fishing ships, the fact that going to the next stage is cheaper, all that stuff's good. I felt like Stark really performed well on, what was it, High Tide. And if he performed well on High Tide, which had a heavy water focus, I think he could perform well against Nicov on water. But Nicov is definitely one of the best water players in the game now. Farland, thank you for the $5. He says, I can't quit you, T-Nizzle. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad, Farland. That's actually the biggest stressor I have. I've been doing this full-time for 2.5 years now. And in that, the community has gone from averaging a couple hundred to averaging over 1,000 to averaging 2,000 plus. And now, for Qualifier, we have 7,000. And I become very attached to you guys. You might not realize it because you think you're just a viewer. Right? You're just another follower, just another viewer. But I'm doing this all the time, right? So I'm constantly, if you're here, I'm seeing your names. And if those names start to disappear, if someone who's been subbed to my stream for a year is no longer subbed, these are things that I notice and it... Now, granted, there can be reasons for that I don't know, right? But the reality is people become disinterested over time. I do it with YouTube channels. You do it with YouTube channels. And so it means a lot, Farland. Let's just say that you've been here for 2+. I think you've been subbed for 1.5 years, but you've been here for over 2 years. One of those things. So, thanks. Robo says now we're just one of the moms. Yeah, you're here for Dave. All right, fair enough. Well, st4rk is going forward dock. Nicov's going forward dock. There's a few things you can do here. I really think Tato is going to use his special water build in the main event of Hidden Cup, where he goes for fast castle, but there's not many other players out there who really like that. They've docked pretty far away from one another, though. Relic distribution looks good. We have 2 relics on both islands. Another relic on the neutral island. I think last time I saw this, the relic was on the gold island, so I guess that varies. Pressurized says T90, could you possibly consider adding a soft compress... Yeah, pressurized. I saw your comment about my mic before. While you're the only one who's brought that up, ever since I moved... no, ever since I set up my new PC, I haven't really gone through mic settings yet, so I'll try and make changes to it. I don't think it's a huge concern amongst everyone, but it's definitely something that I picked up on too. Sorry if you said that 20 times and I haven't responded. Pretty much didn't respond because I'm already going to deal with it. I don't play AoE, but I watch both your Twitch and YouTube. Awesome. Well, Yuri, I wish I had stats on that. I really wish I had stats on how many people here who are watching right now played. There's no way to do that, but I would say that less than 50% actually play. And Nikov's on the way up. st4rk will be on the way up just a bit later. So st4rk added an extra Vil, is it? Yep, an extra Vil. And they'll both add 1 more fishing ship. So this is as cutthroat as it gets. There's a reason that players who are extremely technical and good with build orders and making sure they just have 10 or 20 wood more, 20-second faster feudal time, those types of things, choose islands. Because of all Age of Empires 2 maps, this is extremely punishing for players who are I guess, sloppy. This is quite bad for st4rk. These berries are going to be very important to him, and the fact his berries are up against the shoreline is extremely bad. If he loses out on water, then he also can't go to berries for fast food. So that's a double whammy for his economy. Yeah, I guess a lot of people used to play. There's a lot of that. So you guys may have had a general grasp on the game, didn't know it existed anymore and came back. That's a good point. I got HD after I started watching on YouTube last year. Nice. Yeah, I think it was the same with DE as well. I mean, my channel grew a lot with DE. Specifically on Twitch, actually. I think I only had 1 or 2 months on YouTube where I had over 10,000 subscribers, which is a lot. But if you look at where my YouTube channel was, my Twitch channel was, and you compare that with last year's statistics, my Twitch channel really blew up this year. But it's hard for me to say if people found me and then found DE, or if they heard about DE and then found me. I think it's probably my whole career, if you can call it that. It's been people finding me and then finding the game on YouTube and such. I think with DE, it was actually people hearing about DE and then looking for content creators and then finding me or others, you know, so. That's probably how it worked, because DE had such a big influx, that's the word. Are all pros moving to AoE4 from DE once it comes out? Kakarats, I don't know if you're new here, but there's an answer I can use for that. It depends. We've seen 2 minutes, a 2-minute video of AoE4 that's pre-alpha gameplay, and a lot of it doesn't even seem like it's actually gameplay, so I think it depends on how good the game is. I'm pretty sure that none of these high-level players will just quit AoE2. This game is 20 years old. There's no way someone says, oh yeah, AoE4 is way better, and just leaves AoE2. If that happens, that means they made a damn good game in AoE4. But I feel like it's what we hope, and here st4rk is defended from Nicov. What we're probably hoping is that AoE4 is good, and then we could do a mix of both. So for me, that's pretty much the plan. I could never quit AoE2. AoE2 is amazing. The community's going places too, which is great. But AoE4, if it's good, then definitely would be in my wheelhouse to cast that or play that. How come you haven't collaborated with Spirit of the Law for anything yet? So he asked me to do the DE, you know the DE review video that he did recently? Well, first off, we have collabed before, but the review video he did for Age of Empires 2 DE, I recorded with him for 2 hours on that. And he did not... So this was the issue. I wanted to be extremely specific, and I didn't want to gloss over problems. So if there was an issue, I wanted to talk about it because I felt like it was worth talking about. And if there were good things, I wanted to talk about it in detail. And it didn't suit his video because he didn't want to be negative. And he also didn't want it to be a very long video. So basically, we decided against working together on that. I asked him... So we recorded for 2 hours and then nothing ever happened from it. I did ask him to join, and with Hidden Cup 3, I thought it'd be cool for him to do statistic videos and those types of things. And he did not... wasn't interested. So, I even asked him to co-cast, which he doesn't seem to really want to get involved in. Spirit is Spirit. He is like... If Doubt wasn't the god of AoE 2, you could call Spirit that, because he kind of, like, is out there, but you can't see him. He's doing his own thing, right? He's Spirit of the Law, so... I was a bit bummed, actually, because I had a lot of really good plans, but it didn't end up happening, so that's the answer to that question. Now, what's the uptime gonna be like here, because Nicov has so many extra fishing ships. Hate casting Feudal Age water meta, because I could say, oh man, Nicov has a big lead, he has so many more numbers, and then 2 demos arrive, and you never know, but... Oh, st4rk's actually upped faster. That's interesting. Is Nicov going to up? What? That's a big surprise, actually. What is the difference between this? 4 fish against 6 fish. st4rk didn't even take his berries, and st4rk is up faster. This could be good for st4rk, guys. This series is... This is series on right here. If he can get War Galley quickly, you never know. Though I'm not sure I agree with his switch to galleys at this time. Oh! 18 military for Nicov. Could probably hold with a few demos. I'm still really baffled by the difference in the uptimes. I thought it was market abuse, it's not. I mean, he could have bought his way up with the market. I just thought he might have sold stone. Oh, big demo! That's a nice demo. But there's still so many more numbers, and there's more demos for Nicov. This would be the time, and now you're left with 5 galleys against a bunch of fire galleys, st4rk, and I think if you stay on fires and demos... It makes a whole lot more sense. It's very uncommon to see... Either you start off with galleys really early, which is a bit risky, but some players like Viper does that. Nilly tried that in rounds 1, best of 5. Or, I think you just commit with fires and demos. You do that pretty much all of the Castle Age, unless you have a huge lead and have the time to transition to it. Imperial Age, you normally only see it after fires too, so... I was surprised, but now the upgrades are coming in for him. I also feel like he doesn't have the food to get Bodkin, which is kind of another reason to not go galleys, because you have to research War Galley, which is pretty expensive on food, and then you need 200 food and 100 gold for Bodkin. Alright, Nikov's upgrades are on the way. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 docks. Yep, 4 docks, and he's just got to peace out for a second. No ballistics. Good micro. Sacrifice 1. Worth it. Nice, and... Oh, actually, that was decent for st4rk, and now Nikov's right on top of it. Perfect. So I think the extra fishing ships have actually eased... Oh, and the trap from Nicov! That's good! I think the extra fishing ships have eased Nicov economically into this age so much better. He doesn't need 200 food, 100 gold for Bodkin Arrow. He can go to the second town center. st4rk... Oh, whoa, what just happened there? He's, I guess, waiting for Bodkin? So he's saving up that food? So it's got to pay off for him. It is really hard to finish games off on islands, so Stark does have that. Though I think there's probably more wood on Nikov's base, or Nikov's islands. Alright, Bodcanero still not in for Stark, even though he has the blacksmith. The demos in front of his galleons has worked well, or galleys rather. Okay, so the only reason I don't like this for Stark is because of the economy. But the fights themselves have been really good. And this is without Bodcanero. I think you go... I was just about to say I think you go 1 TC Imp here. And then he adds a second TC. I was like... So here's the issue. Yes, Nicov has fallen behind on water a bit. But he has more economy. And if he holds on water... more economy could maybe bring him a faster imp, so I was thinking Stark would just go fast imp. Still no Bodcanero. Why does he not have Bodcan? Did he forget? What are the odds that he clicked it? I think he believes he has it. He has the resources for it right now. Dave's like, is this Slam? Slam can't avoid the burns, man. Dave, Tim made a trade cog on Cross today. Another misclick on water hotkeys. And no, Stark! He thinks he has it. He's also surrounded anyways. And Nicov has more economy. Oh yeah, Tim made 2 trade cogs. Well, no, the second one he canceled. So he knew there was an issue with the hotkey, and he... surprised he didn't pause to deal with that. We had some great games today, man. But will we have more? Because the only thing that Stark had there was the water control. Or... it wasn't even control at that point. It was just the ability to control water if you research Bodcanero. Nikov's winning economically. Nikov's winning in every category he would want. The fishing ships have done a great deal for him. Yeah, the War Galley switch didn't make any sense. If it works, you can control a lot more. You can range the wood lines. If it doesn't work... But I think if he gets Bodcan there... If you go Bodcanero, 1 TC, and put all of this wood into farms, and go Fast Imp Galleon, maybe... It's actually, kind of what Casva did to Nilly. It's funny how similar this game is to Casva Nilly round 1 best of 5. Literally the only other game that I can draw similarities to this one here. Yeah, this fire is still here. Nikov's just too solid. Nicov? Nicov! You're too solid! You're too solid. There you go. Okay, he's got him. He's got him. They have to drop off the food somewhere. Well calculated from Nicov. I think Stark will continue here. I think you have to continue to try. He's 3 town centers. He'll do his best. And then for Nicov, it's just destroy as many docks as possible. You could even add more fishing ships now. Yeah, he's adding a few more. And, you know, get to the Imperial Age. From there, get your upgrades. Take control of the center island here. Take the stone, take the gold, take the relic. Okay, so there's one thing that Tato... Actually, there's 2 things that Tato does on islands I'm going to be looking for in the main event. You ready? First one. He likes to go for fast castle instead of all-in feudal play, like everyone else does. So he back docks originally. The second one, he likes to transport monks. When he has water control like this, he likes to transport monks and try and steal enemy relics. I've seen him do that more than once, so I'm really curious. I imagine we're going to see Tato play islands in the main event. And I don't know what his hero name is going to be. But if that happens, I think I'd say 100% Tato. Now, other players should do it, but it's just something that dawned on me. Like, you know, everyone has the skill to do that. It's not a skill thing, it's just a thought. a thought process. Viper steals relics too. Yeah, I mean, like, I've seen other players do it, right? But I remember it was Tato, what was it, a rated game? He won Byzantines against Japanese against Hera. And he did it in a, oh, nice demo. He did it in a very, what's the word here? Non-traditional sense. But yeah, Viper's pretty easy, at least he has been in Hidden Cups, to tell who is who. Hidden Cup 1, I feel like I knew less. It was also, the structure wasn't as good, but Hidden Cup 2, Viper, he picked yellow every time. There were tons of quick walls. Now, there's more players that can do that now, because that was when that started to get really big, but... So if someone's playing like Viper and they do that, then maybe Viper confirmed. Just thought of Tato. Stark, his only way is if he redocks. Water is punishing. And he's trying to redock, and I think he'll tap out. You could continue to try, we've seen it before, but I think he'll just tap out when Nikov's in the Imperial Age. Maybe not, because it's a deciding game. But if he doesn't tap out, these docks just get destroyed. Nikov's all over. Nikov's everywhere. Alright, monks are here to get conversions. A demo. It's something. Oh boy. Just beastly from Nicov. Early shipwright, that's amazing. The rest of his ships are going to be a bit cheaper. Oh, that demo. You know when you land a demo like that and you're still behind, that you're dead. Oh. When are the names of the players revealed in Hidden Cup? We always do it at the very end. At the very, very end. We do not reveal it until then. So, I'm going to have printouts for people. So anyone who wants to can print out, and you can... It's basically like a notepad. You can write down all the different traits of the players, and then try and write down next to the image of the hero who you think was who and why. I'll be using that. That'll be at all the big meetups. Alright, Stark is continuing. So this is where, at least in the meta, you switch to Galleon after Fast Fire. Because now you can range everything. And the Fast Fires are great at destroying docks, but you already have that control. T90, any East Coast meetups planned? I know Varion's hosting more of a small-scale meetup down here in Florida, in the Orlando area. But I'm still in contact with different companies, like sports bars, or sorry, like esports bars, trying to get some people on board. I think, at this point, this is my goal. We'll have a London meetup announced over the next 48 hours. We have the big Netherlands meetup, where you get food, drink, like all types of things with the tickets. That's confirmed already. And then I hope to get an East Coast US and a West Coast US meetup planned. But that's pretty much, I'm capped out at what I can try and organize and make happen myself. Now, granted, if you guys live in a certain country and have a group of friends, or you want to make it happen yourselves, like, by all means, do it. You know, I think what we'll do is I want to get, like, footage of all the meetups on one screen. That would be pretty cool, everyone waving from all over the world. But yeah, it's been a nightmare. With the places in the United States, it's been a nightmare, because everything is very, I get it, but it's like things are a little bit more corporatized here. And so, for the most part, I've just been hitting roadblocks because people are not interested. The meetup is not at Meltdown, Mayani. It is not there. I just don't want to, until things are officially confirmed, I just don't want to say the name of the place. But everything's looking pretty good. Where am I based? No, I've never been in the UK, Rupee. I am in the USA. Oh, I just remembered a set. Wait a second. Did Stark play Nicov in another tournament recently? Does anyone remember? Stark played an Islands game. It might have been against Leary, actually. I think it was against Leary. And he just never resigned. Never resigned. It was something. Was it Fair Civ's Cup? What was it? Malians against... Does anyone remember? I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to remember. Someone help me out here. No, it was not earlier today. Italians, Malians. Yeah, I just forget the event. Well, st4rk, he did this. And guys, the reality is, if he somehow comes back in this best of 7, that's like an extra $800 in his pocket. And the potential to win the grand final, which would give you 12K. So, if there's a 0.1% chance, he should go for it. And I think that's he's just exhausting his options now. He's going to try. He's trying to add back on the water. He researched Redemption so he can convert the bombard cannons from Nicov. And he gets one. No, it wasn't Hera Viper. I'm sorry. There's too many games that I cast. Not everyone's here. There was definitely one with st4rk and Leary. I just forget the event, that's all. That was a few weeks ago. It had to have been an event, because there's no way st4rk and Leary were just playing rated games and picking those civs. Robo says it's $700 plus $300 for qualifying. Ah, okay, cool. Yeah. T90, what's the prediction for viewers live on finals day? I don't know. This year, I know it sounds dumb, like I'm setting personal goals, but I think I can only do so much. I'm going to do as much as I can to promote it to YouTube and promote it to Twitch. The big thing is how many people from YouTube want to show up. That's going to be the big thing. And I'm not going to be too stressed about viewer goals. I think if we get 20K, I'm satisfied regardless. Not too stressed, just 20,000. But I think 20,000 is reasonable. If you would want to hear my number, you would be like, ha, that'll never happen. The number, like my personal goal, I won't share. But it's not like this event has already been amazing for me, and even if we just have 10,000, it's just so fun for me to cast, and it'll be good. It'll be good regardless. 1 million? Oh, you got me. You got me. 69,000. Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. How did I not think of that? 69,000. Yeah, Dave said it was FCC. Nice, gotcha. So Nicov has 3 relics, right? Okay, 3 relics. He now just needs to go... So this is the risk. If the game was a bit closer, it would be risky to go Cannon Galleon. Because then you tech into Cannon Galleon, it's super expensive, and then st4rk comes back on water. So you need to make sure you have probably 190 population of galleons and fires, and then you just add 5 to 10 Cannon Galleons and destroy things from the shoreline. And which is exactly what he's doing. He has the elite Cannon Galleon, the castle goes down. If st4rk wants to continue to play, he can continue to play for a while here. But all he's doing is making as much as humanly possible back here, because he still has wood and gold, and he's going to try. And I can't blame him. Again, I can't blame him for continuing to try, but with 85 military versus 42, it's pretty much unlikely for him. T90, does Twitch have a bias against Microsoft, since Microsoft has the competing platform Mixer? No, they do not. Also, I don't know if this is a common misconception, but everyone seems to think that because Mixer is Microsoft, and because Age of Empires is Microsoft, that suddenly Age of Empires wants, like, they want all the Age streamers on Mixer. Which is not the case at all. What the Age section of Microsoft want is they want more people to see the game. They want more people to watch the tournaments, right? And wherever that is, that's where they'll want people. So... But yeah, good question, I suppose. No, there's no bias that I've sensed. I have pretty good connections with Twitch. Yeah, it's on... You're right, it is within the game. Indeed. But I think that was nothing more than one higher-up saying to the other higher-up, you need to do this, and then, you know, that's pretty much it. Now, if they add Twitch into the game, if they integrate Twitch into the game, then, you know, I think that there's going to be some issues there. I don't think that... I think the two big higher-ups will be having some conversations, let's put it that way. That's taking it one step too far, but no. Like, as someone who is approached to go to Mixer, these are things that I know. Like, they're separate. T90, is Microsoft streams... Do Microsoft stream you in their office? I do know, yes, occasionally. I don't know if it's a frequent thing, but... Like, I've made jokes like Microsoft is watching before, and then I've had a message from someone there saying, yeah, we were watching. Like, as a joke, so... I don't know if it's because they enjoy the stream. I don't know if it's because... you know, I don't know the exact reasons. I think it's just because they enjoy it. There are people there who genuinely enjoy the game. This fight is actually not bad for St4rk. He has 40 on the screen versus 30. But the game is over. Yeah, there's still so much more Navy out here for Nicov. He would have... thankfully, it didn't take another hour, but he would have been able to push for the next hour and eventually mop up everything that St4rk had. Let's get some salutes in the chat for St4rk, though. Because I don't want anyone to sleep on this guy. Nicov was the #1 seed. This was an expected result. 4-1 was probably the safest guess I could have gone for, and that's what we got. But then, step it up with the salutes for Nicov, because Nicov, he was not just like, well, all the other names here, because now we know. Take a look. Let's add his name to the list. If I can find him on here, perfect. Yeah, I mean, he was not considered to be in the top 8 by other pros. There could only be 8. And he qualified anyway. And he looked amazing, okay? Quite honestly, as I look at the 8 names that qualified, all of them were beasts. Every single one of them. Let's think about this. Lan. Let's look at the results. I'm actually going to go from the top down, I guess, in round 2, because it makes more sense. Nicov won 4-1. Lan won 4-1. Fire 4-1. Velez 4-0. Doubt 4-1. Backed and Licks, that was, whoo, boy, that was close. But Backed won 4-3. And that was a comeback, too. He was down 3-1 in that set. Dogal won 4-1, and ACCM won 4-2. I mean, the players deserve to be here. And if you look at their round 1 performances, Dogal 3-0'd, Backed 3-0'd, Doubt 3-0'd, or I guess 2-0'd against Huang. Velez 3-0'd. These are good players, okay? These are fantastic players. And actually, is there only one that's never played in Hidden Cup before? I think there's only one. And that is Lan. He participated in the qualifier in Hidden Cup 2, but he did not make it into the main event. He lost to Dogal in the Hidden Cup 2 qualifier. So all the other names have participated in Hidden Cups before. Now, there are obviously some names that are excluded too, but Hera, Leary, MBL, Tato, The Max, The Viper, Vivio, Lan or Antagonist, Backed, ACCM, Doubt, Dogal, Velez, Fire, Nicov. These are the names that we will be participating in Hidden Cup 3, guys. We will not know their names. They will have hidden identities. Settings might be slightly different, but same old Age of Empires 2 and same old pro players. That's awesome. Like, if I compare this lineup to the lineup we had in Hidden Cup 2, Dave and I are going to have a talk show about this. But I'm not just saying this because it's my event. I don't want you to get that vibe. I think that the, quote, tier 2 players or the qualified players are certainly way better than they were in Hidden Cup 2. Velez you wouldn't have expected to really go deep in Hidden Cup 2. Here, depends who he's up against. You could expect him to win round 1. Against most of the names there, he could do it. You could say the same about Dogal, I think, for sure, and he showed it in Hidden Cup 2. Nicov, Doubt, ACCM, all of them. So, I'm excited. And also, all the players on the right have tournament experience. They played the maps, they've got to see how things play out, and I know preparation is going on, the prize pool is ridiculous for this, but you never know about the other names. MBL learned today that Persian docs have more HP, and he did not know that. So maybe MBL, just to prepare for Hidden Cup 3, MBL should order a pizza and then read the tech tree. That's probably the best tip I could give MBL.